Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I am going to hopefully sort out this mess. I actually have a cabinet that I got for free at a yard sale. Maybe it was $5, I can't remember, but it's been in the garage collecting dust and storing random stuff for years. But today I'm going to clean it up, paint it, and then reorganize this stash of palettes into a more organized format that I can get my stuff and use it when I want to. So I love this collection and I think it deserves to be displayed a little bit nicer. I'm probably going to have to do away with that corner cabinet because the shelf that I'll be putting there is a little bit wider, but I think it's going to be worth it. So stick around and watch the journey happen. This is the cabinet that I found at a yard sale. We've actually had it in the garage for quite a while, and I thought it would be great to clean up, paint, and put downstairs for storing my watercolor palette collection, because the bookcase I have them all in right now is very disorganized and cramped and cluttered. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to spray it down with a different adapter, but I'm holding my phone, so you've got to bear with me. Then I'm going to scrub it down with this. Is a I think Palmolive used to make these. I'm not sure if they still do, but it's a washcloth that has the soap already in it with like dish soap in it. And I'm going to scrub it all down, rinse it off, and let it dry in the sun, and then we'll be ready to start painting. After scrubbing this down and rinsing it off, I put it up on some sawhorses and then towel dried it. So I'm going to leave this out for a couple hours in the sun to let the sun finish drying any moisture that remains. I've also washed and towel dried the drawers. I have them upside down for now. As they dry out, then I'll flip them and let them dry on the inside fully. I need to tighten the knobs, and I'm only going to paint the faces of the drawers so that they don't stick. I probably will run some wax on the runners as well, but really this is a really decrepit old piece of furniture, so anything I do to it is going to be an improvement. So we'll come back in a couple hours and we'll get painting. I just put all the drawers back in to make sure that I had them in the right spot, because some of them, they don't fit exactly the same in each one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the drawers with like a solid color, and I've got kind of them divided out how I'm going to do the drawers, and then I'm going to add white gesso to the colors to kind of stretch them and do the background with that. So the furniture itself, like the shelf, is going to be the primary colors. I want to ombre it from like pink down to purple in like rainbow order, and then kind of have the background more pastel and the drawers a bright color. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I've got my Stay Wet palette set up, and I'm going to start painting the drawers solid colors and go from there. The first coat is done, and I just absolutely love how bright and beautifully colored it is. And you know, actually not all the colors were translucent. Magenta is notoriously translucent. Those are, well, acrylics were pretty good actually. Oops, I just knocked over one of my things. I'm just letting these dry out really good in the sun, and then I'm going to give them another coat and just make sure it's really good and dry before I take it downstairs. And I'm loving it so far. I wanted to give a quick update. There's my palette with some brushes and the paints. I almost used up all of those colors, but I love how this is looking. It is drying. This is the second coat, and I decided to just go with the streakiness because I liked the kind of brush look, the brushed on artsy look of that. And there are the drawer fronts. I went right over the knobs because they were wooden knobs, and also one was really loose and I couldn't tighten it because the screw was, I don't know, rusted or corroded in place. So I decided just to go with it, cake on that paint. Hopefully that holds it, that helps it stay in place. But man, this is going to look so good when I have it downstairs and I can put my watercolor palettes in it. I'm just so happy with the colors. So now I have to move all of that out so I can bring in the cabinet. It's empty. Oh my gosh, look at how much stuff I had on that shelf. Oh, I had to do it off camera because I was dropping stuff and getting really cranky, but yeah, I had a lot of stuff crammed in there, and there are some sets of tube watercolors over there, but in general my tubes are actually in some shallow drawer units by Sterilite. So I gotta get this out of here. I also have to get that shelf out of here, and then I'll be able to bring in the one we just painted. She's in. I had to use a palette knife to scrape off the extra paint that kind of got in around the doors, because I couldn't get the drawers back in, and I knew they all fixed. I had them in the right order. And I also used a wax melt to wax all the rails because I couldn't find any regular wax, and that took care of the problem of everything being kind of musty. So I need to sweep that up, and then I'm going to put all the palettes back on, and I'll show you how it came out. Look at it. Oh, I'm really happy with how it looks. It is almost 9 o'clock at night. I started this at like 9 o'clock this morning, but I was able to clear off the top of the palettes and stuff. I just put those silicone crayons from Dollar Tree inside that organized box I found at TJ Maxx because I was able to take everything out of there, and all of my smaller palettes are in the rainbow drawers. Now, this is holding a ton of stuff, and there's a few palettes I definitely could declutter. This is a collection, I use it, but I also review products. So yes, I know, an embarrassment of riches. I'm almost ashamed to share this, but because I review so many products, I'm often pulling old products I've reviewed because oftentimes the same exact paint will show up under different brands, and I like to be able to compare and have that information in my reviews. So it is a bit excessive. And some of the things I'm thinking about getting rid of are actually palettes that I do keep on hand so I can check to see if they're the same as other paints. So yeah, it's a process. It's my comfort clutter. It's my emotional support crap, I guess. I don't know. But I got my radio there. I pretty much only use that when we have a power outage, but these days we have several power outages a year, so we have a generator, and I can work down here. I'll put the radio on so I can hear the weather and stuff, because usually if it's power outage is a storm or something, and sometimes I want to listen to a CD. Because yeah, I'm old school, and if I don't have the internet, that's what you got to do for your music. Got to listen to the radio. My husband works in radio, so also support the industry. This is my friend Kathy gave me this. It's a Rolodex type thing, but I cut Rolodex cards out of different art papers, and sometimes they're fun to stamp on or to draw on and then put them on a greeting card. But anyways, I'm sure you're curious about what's in here. I'm just going to step over here. Hopefully I can stay out of the light a bit. So on this top drawer, I have random palettes. Honestly, some of these are artist grade, like this Schminke Horadam Whiskey Painters set. I've got some Derwent, I've got some Van Gogh. It's a bunch of random sized ones that don't really fit, or that I just kind of want to keep, it's only a couple layers. I can get through everything. This is my Mary Blue. I've got Core. I got Supervision, a bunch of just random little brands. This palette is so fun. It's no longer available. It's a unicorn for sure. Anyway, I've done palette tours. I will try to think to link them up, but if you just search like watercolor palette tour, you'll see there's probably a few that's been added since then. I guess now that I'm organized, I could do another one. Not that all my palettes are here, because I got a palette in my car. I've got a palette in my travel kit. I've got a palette upstairs. I made a bunch of these pouches last year, and I have different little, like this is the Decadent Pies palette. I really love that for landscape and for portrait painting, plein air. I've got my Peerless and Viviva color sheets, different iterations of those in there. Yeah, it's just a bunch of smaller things that I don't want them to fall. They were in that container there. Little round palettes, odd sized palettes. They're kind of fun and novel, but they're very difficult to store. So that's something to think about when you are purchasing palettes. Like I said, it's a collection. I enjoy it immensely. And, it's the only thing I really collect, that and rubber stamps. Well, you could say art supplies in general. I'm just making excuses for myself. So these are all the Superior paints. They come from a bunch of different brands, and they have these like really thin ribbons of paint. Viviva has started to make palettes with those and using a cork base. There's all these like fan ones. These are actually pretty high quality, and they're fun to play with, but they've come out from different brands and different formats, and I just think they're fun, they're novel, but the quality is really good on those, so it's always fun. This was just a recent palette I made up for St. Louis Art Supply, and it just fit there better. It's not perfect. The organization is not perfect, but certainly better than it was. I have like a problem, obviously, I'm sure you're aware. I have four deep of these 12 tins, mostly Prima and mostly brands that are made by Mungio, not the Paul Rubens, and not this brand was a weird one I picked up in France. I bought it for the tin. There's a lot of ones I bought for the tins that I still have the paints. Oh, my friend Michelle gave me that Brilliant Rays watercolor set. I started keeping the watercolors in their boxes because they would just fall off the shelves. But now that I have these drawers, I might discard the boxes. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying. It took me way too long to sort through these and put them away. This is a bunch of random ones, but a lot of them are special effects. Like I've got Masha's watercolors. I've got some fluorescent and some pastel watercolors, granulating watercolors, small like tester sets. Like sometimes somebody will want me to review a set of watercolors because they bought them and they really like them, and they'll make me like a little Altoids tin, and then I'll review like a little sample like that. And that's really fun. There's some stores that will actually sell little samplers of paints, but I hasten to buy them just in case I'm not getting the real thing. If I am going to review, I would trust more somebody saying, hey, I love these paints, and they put them in a palette and they tell me what they are. I would trust that a little bit more than some random person on AliExpress. So that's what those are. And in here I have, these are those big ceramic pans from Paul Rubens. And I also have the big ceramic pans from Tonic in there. And then this came in one of those art subscription boxes, and I just haven't used them yet. I thought it might be fun to try them. It's kind of an interesting little palette. I don't think they're very expensive, but it is a brand that's pretty widely available, so I thought I would review it sometime. Obviously, that time has not come to pass. On the bottom shelves, oh my gosh, I need to vacuum in here. I've got so many like little debris things where I had to scrape down, and also bits of wax because I waxed the rails. These are tube sets. So generally my tubes are well, I'll show you where my tubes are. Okay, so my desk isn't clean right now. I was just doing a marker video earlier today. But under my desk, I have these Sterilite drawers, and I hope that, and I use a Uline catalog for gluing. Yeah, I'm not fancy, but I have my tubes. These are all like open stock tubes that I've purchased over the years, or that have, when I would first get like a set to review, and if there were tubes, I would put them in here too. But anyway, they're divided by color families in there. They're not divided by brand, they're by color families. And I have 3 drawers like that of watercolors. I have a lifetime supply. This is, I know, kind of ridiculous. And I have some granulating ones that came in a box there. But that's where I keep my watercolor tube. That's where I keep like stuff that I reach for quite often. Gouache tubes in there too. But that's where I keep those, like my gouache and also my watercolor tubes. So when I come over here and I show you those boxes of tubes, what those are brands that have been sent to, well, some of them have been sent to review. Some I've purchased. Like I purchased purchased, let's see, there's a set of Art Whale there. I actually had purchased a set there in those tubes, and then they sent some others. I must have got on their list somehow. They're nice. They do send like stuff to use and review on the channel. But I've got these Mission Gold Pure Pigment set that I bought. And I've got a couple sets of Supervision. I've got Shinhan, which I purchased. It's a kind of a mix, probably half and half. I also have that's a set of tubes there, but it's in a nice little box in a tin, so it fits better there. But that's a good deal I found on Sennelier once. And then over here, I have more tube paints that I've picked up over the years, and also my Gansai Tanbai paints. And then I've got just a big palette there, plastic palette. I have a few larger plastic palettes that I could rearrange things and fit them there, but they're also under my table, just sitting on top of those plastic containers. And that's like my M. Graham palette and my Pike palette, which are my big studio palettes, and they're fine. They're fine over there. And basically just tucking things in. These palettes are really nice. I think they're made by Magello airtight palettes. I have granulating watercolors in one, the Schmincke granulating watercolors my friend Rosie shared with me, and then I've got some Paul Rubens. Oh, it's a little spider. Yeah, I think I brought in a few spiders from the backyard today. But mostly I have metallic paints over here. I have, these are mostly metallic paints. I do have some special effects paints. And on the top row, I'm keeping it more to artist grade. I've got, these are core palettes, like the tins they used to sell their tube sets in, like the 6 tube sets. They were in these great tins. And so I have Mission Gold paints from the tubes poured in there. I have, I don't know, I think I have a Shinhan set. I have obviously my core in one of those. These are the Sennelier Stone grade, actually. That's Rosa. That's Rosa. That's a no-name brand, called Verbatim Art. I bought it off Amazon because I had so many requests to review it. Actually pretty decent. I think Maritini makes their paints. See, that's what I mean. Like, I can figure out who makes what. I got White Knights, or Yarka, actually, depending on what market it was made for. I've got a couple sets of those, the sequel set and the regular set. And then over here, our artist grade. I forgot about this set I bought a couple of years ago, the Mission Gold half pan set. That's a Mission Gold set. I really like Mission Gold. I've got Renaissance there, you know, Sennelier, Rembrandt, Lucas, Winsor Newton, Daniel Smith, Paul Rubens. You know, I have an embarrassment of riches, honestly. But it's so much fun to just grab a set at random and do some painting. I have some paints I'm probably gonna get rid of eventually. But like the Arteza watercolors, I don't know who makes them. They're kind of similar to the Meadens, but I don't know if they're the same. That's kind of I don't particularly like those watercolors, but they're unusual. And so if I come across another unusual paint and record, reviewing, might be the same. So I keep it to check it. This is a weird set of paints. This round set of Altenew. Very strange. Don't really love the paint, but I love the tin they came in, so I'll probably reuse that at some point. Altenew has other watercolors that I really like. But anyway, you know, good selection of Paul Rubens paints. They're always coming up with something new and interesting, and I'm on their media list, so they send them to review. But yeah, and you know, and I want to say, oh well, and I occasionally teach, so I'm gonna keep all these for when I'm teaching again one day. But you know what? When I teach, I actually have a rolly cart. I've got 20 identical palettes for watercolor, and that's what I teach with. So that's kind of just a lie I tell myself. But anyway, there is my transformation from the grungy old blue-gray monstrosity in my garage, all grimy and gross, to this still a monstrosity, but brightly colored monstrosity and clean. Except for the spiders I brought in from the backyard. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I filmed it on my phone. I hope it looks okay. And you can let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be nice. I know I have a bit of a watercolor hoarding problem, but oh, look, another palette. Pay no attention to the random palettes stashed around my house. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.